Hey everybody, my name is Jennifer. This is Metatron speaking. We're going to be talking today about phoenixes. So it's kind of funny. The other day, I was listening to something that Susan is working on. So Susan's working on a training series that's based around healing. And so she had sent me something that she had worked on. It was a meditation. So Susan's speaking, and then also there is music from Annex Arcana that we work with to, he channels music for our work. And so it's his music, and it's Susan speaking, and it's a meditation that's going to be part of a healer activation. And so I'm just listening to this, and I was like on my little treadmill that I have at home. And this is how this kind of starts off for me. So let me actually pull up my notes on this, because otherwise I forget most things. So when I listened to Susan's healer activation video, I saw myself with what I thought was like this really big, elaborate headdress, because and it's hard to explain. So it started like here, and it goes all the way around, but if I was doing like a side shot, it was kind of like, I mean, I'm showing that right. It almost looked like a Native American headdress, right? Because it's like really big and it kind of goes back a little. And it was not feathers. It was an aqua color, so like between blue and green, like between, it's like a lightish bluish green color. And instead of like, this is so hard to explain, it was made of lights. So it didn't look like something physical. It was made of lights, and it was made of like strings of lights. So like one feather would have been like a dot of light, a dot of light, a dot of light, a dot of. And so there's all these dots of light. And so this is what I have, right? I have this light headdress on. I'm like, okay. As if it was a constellation. The headdress feathers went down my back, long and flowing. As I continued to listen, I saw a phoenix. Their wings lined up with my arms, our bodies lined up with each other. And again, so what I was seeing initially, that headdress was actually the head of the phoenix that was lined up with me. That's what I was seeing. I didn't understand what it was at the time. So this bird does not have a body. It's merely made of like connecting lights. And so when I saw that, I was like, oh, I know what this is. This must be what I call a cosmic phoenix. So I've seen cosmic dragons. Well, actually, I haven't seen cosmic dragons. Okay, let me explain this. Real quick understanding of cosmic. So I've seen cosmic dragons, and there are also cosmic griffins that I know of. Cosmic dragons I actually don't see at all. I'm not gonna lie. I see zero when I talk to them. They are just something I feel. Cosmic griffins, they have the same setup as these phoenixes, where it's like they're made of this outline of light. They're see-through. They don't look like they're solid, and so that's like, I'm assuming this is just how they are represented to me, so that I understand that it is only etheric. It is not something that has a body. This is not meant to represent something that has an incarnation somewhere. This is a etheric form of this energy. Okay, that's my explanation. Oh, I keep losing my place. Okay. The phoenix, this is where it kind of talks about everything. The phoenix represents transformation of the past. It means not running from it, or denying it. The phoenix employs a technique described in yoga as the burning of impurities through practice and dedication. The phoenix arises when we take a stand and decide to live consciously instead of being driven by our mind and its long list of fears and aversions. This lights the spark of the phoenix, and the great bird helps us burn through our baggage. We no longer run from who we are, what has happened to us, or what we have done. Dead weight falls off of the soul, and lightness and clarity emerge. You will then begin to recognize yourself again. Transformation is upon you. The ancient yogis believed that our heaviest karma resides in the first chakra, the root chakra. The ascent of the phoenix begins here, and as these karmas are slowly burned, the phoenix rises to the next chakra. You are in inner winter now, a time to rest and be patient while the potency of a new beginning starts to form. You are good-natured and dependable, having love for your family and expressing it through providing a home and stability. You must work to see this through. The tasks at hand require your long-term, steady effort. Changes are happening in your heart chakra, reminding you that everything in life can unfold into love or fear. To hold a productive flow of energy within the heart, you must balance the masculine and the feminine. Be receptive, but also continue to take action. This is the evolution of your heart, to undergo growth, to overcome challenges, to expand out of the problem, to flourish in the face of change, and to thrive in new environments. Be aware that success is rarely instant. It takes persistence. Success is about perseverance. There are circumstances that you have no power or control over. In this way, your evolution is more of an internal process. Find the gratitude and the learnings. Evolution is about attempting every challenge with courage. Look for ways that you can flourish in the face of challenge. Healing is happening. You are not broken. Trust the process. Take the next step. See your future success clearly. Hold a vision that is limitless. Transcend what you understand with your mind. Lean more into your intuition and divine wisdom. Enter the cave of your heart, a place of potent power, acting as both a portal to another realm and a space for sacred ritual and initiation. You can see your true self in the darkness. Do not withdraw or hide from these feelings, but instead look them in the eyes. You hold yourself unconsciously in a box, limiting yourself. Breaking through its confines requires awareness, continued effort, and bravery. The box is made of confining thoughts, yet you are the temple, holding divine light that you root into your planet through service and through creativity. You can change the foundation of any institution through your use of divine knowledge. Integrate with your shadow self, recognizing it and calling it back to you for collaboration. In the darkness, you can see all that was invisible in the daylight. You are at the ending of a chapter and the closing of a door. We encourage you to continue moving forward. No more lingering in the past. Death leads to rebirth. Accept, adapt, and adjust. This is the time that is ripe with possibility and co-creation. All paths that you walk upon turn to gold with your crystal clear intentions that alchemize any lower distractions. We give you the green light to accomplish all of your dreams and visions. We give you creation templates which hold the blueprint on the constructs of reality. Together, we can build a new blueprinter. A new story is being created. You decide. It's coming together. Okay. So right at the end of that message, it got spicy. This is everything that I know about that Phoenix. So apparently I'm working with that Phoenix that was lined up with my energy. Apparently they are working with me to, go through like the death and rebirth process. So go through releasing something very completely and rebuilding something from scratch. And they said it was like an internal thing. So it's like an internal process. Many of you are probably going through this as well, just based on what month we're in, right? We're in October. We're in the 10 month. So we're trying to still finish out and complete things in order to start something brand new. And so we're in that like transitional energy, right? All of October is this like transitional energy where nothing's quite there yet. I was given some kind of energetic information, which is why they said, we give you creation templates, because I saw something transfer to me when they said that. We give you creation templates, which hold the blueprint on the constructs of reality. Together, we can build a new blueprinter. So blueprinter is a reference to very ancient kind of soul who was either around before there were planets to incarnate upon, or they were created specifically for that very first planet, which was Gana, which is part of the Andromedan galaxy. Blueprinters, there's a lot of them on Earth right now. Blueprinters are individuals who are here to do exactly this, right? We're here to change the very foundations of the matrix. We're here to plant new ideas and create new processes and new institutions and new movements and new everything to change things. But it's at a very foundational level. This is not surface level changes. This is something that requires like a phoenix like energy, right? Because we got to come in and like demolition everything first and then go back in and build. Okay. Where do I want to go with this? I think I'll just leave it there. Yeah, I'm gonna just leave it there. So I'm sure I'm gonna learn more about these individuals as time goes on. It's kind of tricky with cosmic beings because I haven't really tried to like get names for cosmic beings because it almost feels like they don't have a name, which is weird to say. But like when I talk about the cosmic dragons, I'll talk about which ascended master is associated with that energy. So I'll be like, oh yeah, it's Master Saint Germain's cosmic dragon, or, whoever, Kathumi's cosmic dragon, or whoever. Okay. Where to go from here? I feel like there's something else I'm supposed to tell you guys, so give me a second while I figure out what that is. Oh, okay. Okay, so I'm going to tell you another weird story, but this one's super short. So last night, this was so weird. So last night, I was telling one of my daughters good night, and I have these like singing bowls. They're like bronze singing bowls from like Tibet, and I have three different ones, and so I played each one for my daughter, and that kind of chills her out, right? Kind of gives the nice vibe to the bedroom. And I said goodnight and I left the room. And as I left the bedroom, I was like, walking kind of with my head down, thinking about whatever. And I see something out of the corner of my eye in my vision. And so I looked up. And this is one of the weirder things that's ever happened to me. I'm not even going to lie. I looked up and I saw a star being, extraterrestrial. What was very different about it is that normally when normally I'll see things in my mind's eye. So when you see things in your mind's eye, when you see things using your intuition, normally it'll come in like this little flash of a picture or a little short video. But this was not in my mind. This was very visible with my physical eyes. And again, not a quick flash of like their face or something. I saw from the top of their head down to their feet. So I'm walking this way. They were walking perpendicular. They're walking this way. They had white skin. They did not look like a human. They had very, very whitish gray skin. They were probably 6 to 7 foot tall, no clothing. Their head was like the most noticeable part of them because their head. So I'm gonna describe like a profile shot, right? So this is the side of my head, right? The side of their head was almost like, it almost was like it was this curved. So the back of their head kind of started, curving. Anyhow, so I look up, I see this being take maybe 3 steps before the panic hit me, because, you don't expect to see that in your house. And so I had this fearful moment, and the second I dropped into fear, they disappeared. And then I'm like trying to make sense of it. So first I'm like, okay, was that a problem? So I start clearing the energy of the space. And I'm like, I don't feel like that was a problem. What was interesting is that I saw them, but they didn't see me. They didn't see me at all. They didn't look at me. They didn't nothing. They had somewhere to be, and they were just walking where they had to go. So what I have learned, or what I think I've learned, is that I think, a couple things. One, my singing bowls, I think, were part of it. I think because of which bowls I used, they are associated with very specific kinds of energy. And so I'm pretty sure the combination of those bowls and what I just read from the Phoenix is the reason for this. Because what I think happened was that for a brief moment, I was looking into another space. So I don't think that being was actually on Earth. It looked like it to me, but I don't think that is the truth. Let me see if I can get Metatron. Yeah, this being was not on Earth. I was looking into another place, another space, another time. I don't know. I don't know where I was looking. I've never seen that race before, so I have no reference point, which is also why I freaked out. If I had seen like Antid or an Arcturian or Pleiadian, it would have been like, cool, you're in my room, you're in my living room. But I was like, who are you? I don't know who you are, and you're big, and our little tiny reptile-like minds freak out because we're like, something big and new is in my house. It must be here to hurt me. Like, our brains are very small and simple, right? Unfortunately. But I'm realizing that this phoenix has something to do with it. What were they saying? I don't remember what it is they said, but I realized it when I was reading it. Transformation of the past. Yeah. One of the things that there's like a theme for me right now is working through root chakra trauma. That might also be coming up for all of you. I don't know. It feels like this is something that's coming up for everyone, not just me, to be totally honest. Having root chakra stuff come up, sacral chakra stuff come up, solar plexus stuff come up. If you're one of the individuals that participated in the portal day amplifier session, so that started on this first one, started on 9/9, and then it continues on 10/10, which we already had, and then you'll have it again on 11/11, and that's the first series, if you purchase that. Man, that 10/10 session did things to release energy from my root, my sacral, my solar plexus, and my heart. I'm not joking. That thing is gnarly. And so that is like the portal day amplifier session is based off of the natural energies that are already there. So collectively, everybody should be being confronted with these things. We should all be being confronted with fears or restrictive energies that we're holding in one of those areas. Portal Day Amplifier session does exactly what it sounds like it does, right? It amplifies or gives you more impact during those already potent times. So if you are interested in doing that Portal Day Amplifier session, like moving forward, it's every 3 months and you get it for 3 months in a row. So the next one starts December 12th. So if you are interested in that, you will probably want to start booking that now. It does not hurt to book ahead. Me personally, I am almost entirely booked through the end of this year already. I do have a couple more slots in there, especially if you do not need a Zoom call. If you do not need a Zoom call, I definitely have a spot for you. If you need a Zoom call, I have a couple more spots at the end of this year. But that Portal Day Amplifier session, you can schedule that now if you wanted to for December. You can purchase it as December grows closer if you would like to. You don't need to necessarily purchase it right now in October. If you're not receiving it for 2 months from now, we get that. You'll want to purchase it though at least 2 weeks before your session. Yeah. So if you are the kind of person that you are adventurous, and you know you're one of those people that you are here to clear as much trauma as you can. You are here to transform as much as you can, to learn as much as you can, to heal as much as you can. The Portal Day Amplifier is like boot camp for all of that. It's going to give you more bang for your buck for what's already going on in the energies. So if that's something you're interested in, you can book now for 12/12, 1/1, and 2/2 if that's something you're interested in. Okay, that is everything that I have for you guys. I've given myself things to think about, to be honest. I still need to figure out what that being was that came into my home. Well, I guess he wasn't in my home. He was minding his own business, probably on his own planet. But I still need to figure out who it is because, curiosity. Okay, guys. Hope you enjoyed this one. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.